Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what is your thoughts on Joker 2?
Yeah, I did not find it particularly good. The first Joker movie I did like, even though I thought that there was some obvious problems with the movie, but over time it just hasn't stuck around with me, and I just have grown to like it less and less and just see more of the issues that the first movie had. And I think in the second movie, the same issues are there, but it just is more evident this time. I think that it has some good intentions and some good themes around it, but it just doesn't have the best through line, and it just feels a bit too scattered for those themes to be explored a bit better or a bit more coherently. Themes such as like, talking about mental illness, and especially in this movie, like the unfortunate sensationalism that could come from uh, someone having mental illness of some kind is very evident and is warranted. But again, it just feels like it's getting lost in like what it's trying to explore and explain in this movie. Um, and I guess for more of the positive side, I liked Joaquin Phoenix still in this role, and Lady Gaga was phenomenal. Opposite of him, like them doing, just working off of each other on top of like the musical numbers too, was just some of the better stuff in this movie. And the musical numbers, which I should add on to this, we kind of have to eat crow on thinking like it wasn't actually going to be a musical, because there was more than like one or two musical numbers that we were guessing upon. Although half of them are like
I've heard it's a
in the real
legit
world.
musical, like a
Yeah,
legit musical, and not
yeah,
like in their heads with some scenes of music happening and them dancing, like not just like, how we had described it, where like murder be going on and they would be singing and dancing or something,
mhm.
kind of as things, but it's like a full on musical. Is that right?
Yeah. But I would say that half of the musical numbers are playing in his head. I don't think that they are set in the real world. At least half of them are. But
And I'm not eating
even
any crow.
but even still, like there was more numbers, at least for me, than I was anticipating. So I have to give them credit for doing that and for going for it. And I did think like the choreography within those musical numbers were pretty good. And same with the cinematography. The cinematography is just as gorgeous as it was in the first movie. Um, but again, I think it just loses track of what it's trying to say.
Really?
Autumn thinks differently. Anyway, yeah, Joker 2, just like the first one, really gets lost in like what it's trying to say thematically. And I think the third act is I've just been hearing a lot of complaints about the third act, so I'll just add my 2 cents on it. I don't think that it's like a bait and switch thing. I don't think it's bad how they ended the movie, but at the same time it is also just so abrupt and not revealed very well, if that makes sense, without giving anything away, that I just think it falls flat on what it's trying to execute rather than having like a real gut punch that it's meant to have. So yeah, and the movie also tries to do this weird thing of telling the audience that it was a bad thing to like the first Joker movie, which if they're trying to think like the people who liked the first Joker movie are only incels, then sure, I kind of get it, but I really think that's a small amount of people liking the
Made
Joker
$1
for
billion.
wrong reasons. Yeah, exactly. Like casual audiences did like Joker, but not for like the wrong reasons. I do think casual audiences did see like what the first Joker movie was trying to do. But the second movie kind of feels like thematically it's trying to do it in like a thematic way, but instead it feels like it's wagging the finger towards the audience of saying like, how you shouldn't have liked Joker, you're a bad person for liking Joker, the first Joker movie, or you missed the point of the first Joker movie to begin with. And again, just execution wise, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. It feels like it's talking down to the audience rather than actually exploring more of like the themes that they already struggled trying to explore in the first movie to begin with.
I don't
So
know if this is true because I just briefly saw it and I don't remember what the site was, but I saw something that said that Warner Brothers didn't test screen the movie, that they just made it, assumed it would make a bill, and then threw it out there. And that's idiotic. Why aren't we test screening Why aren't we test screening movies? Also, I don't think it was on our notes. We should talk about this Marvel fan group thing here in a minute.
Oh, sure. I haven't
That's
looked into that.
idiotic.
Yeah.